So hopefully you have done those. If you haven't, obviously pause this video and try those on your own. But if you have, then, and you want to check your answer, then I'm going to go through that right now. All right, so let's do the cosecant as x goes to pi over 3. Now, the thing you have to remember about cosecant is that cosecant is 1 over sine. And sine is one of those nice trig functions. As long as I can plug in pi over 3, I can get that. And as long as that, when you plug in pi over 3, you don't get 0, you're good to go. So on this one, if you do plug in pi over 3, it doesn't give you 0 for sine. In fact, it gives you root 3 over 2. So all you have to do is say sine of pi over 3, plug in pi over 3 there. Now you can do this one of two ways. I just typed this on my calculator and I got a 1.1547, and then the decimal place goes on after that. So this is rounded to 4 decimal places. If you wanted to give an exact answer, you could have realized that pi over 3 is root 3 over 2. And you could have called that 2 divided by root 3 if you wanted an exact answer. So you could have done that. I am simply going to choose to round it to 4 decimal places. The key concept, though, is that you just plug in pi over 3 because it's in the domain of sine. It's also in the domain of cosecant because it's, when you plug it into sine, it's not 0. Now the next problem has this fraction 5 to the x power plus natural log of x divided by 2x to the third. Now 2x to the third is the denominator in there. 4 is in the domain of 5 to the x. 4 is in the domain of natural log. 4 is in the domain of 2x to the third, obviously. And it doesn't give us 0 when you plug it into your denominator. And therefore, we can do something like this. Just take 5 to the 4th plus natural log of 4 divided by 2 times 4 to the third. Now, when you do this in a couple of stages because it's not going to turn out to be a nice whole number answer. In fact, when I did this, I got an answer that was about 4.8936, I guess, if I rounded to 4 places. You could have rounded it to 2 on this example. This question didn't say whether or not to round it to 4 or 2 or 3 places. But the key concept is, because 4 is in the domain of all of these pieces and 4 doesn't give us 0 in a denominator, then we can simply plug in the value.